Hey everyone, my name is Kelly Lapointe, and I was born and raised in a little town called Dalhousie in New Brunswick until the age of 18, and then I moved to Ottawa, Ontario. I met my husband in high school, but it wasn't until I moved to Ottawa that we became a couple. And together we have three beautiful boys and a dog named Abby, and we've been living in Fort McMurray for over 10 years now. Prior to that, I was a manager at a Swiss Chalet for a few years, and I also became a personal banking officer, which I worked in Fort McMurray as well. And then I became a stay-at-home mom, and I've been a stay-at-home mom for 9 years now. So, and this is my first time attending college or a secondary education. My favorite subject in school was math. I just think that, we're surrounded by numbers, equations, algorithms in our every day-to-day life. So it's definitely a useful tool to understand. And I also find it fun and I find it challenging. My favorite pastime is crafting. I like to cut my own wood, stain it, paint it, decorate it, and gift it. It's very satisfying for me to be able to create any type of craft. My obligations besides school include obviously taking care of my three kids. My oldest son is autistic, so I try and volunteer with the Autism Society or other organizations in town that support autistic individuals. I also partake in support groups for families like mine and try to be a source of support for other families in our community. So that's something very near and dear to me. Some of my talents include drawing realistic portraits and cooking. I love being in the kitchen and creating my own dishes. My favorite movie, and actually it's my favorite book too, it's of Mice and Men. And this, it depicts the heartbreaking story of Lenny, who is a disabled man, and his caretaker George as they search for job opportunities through the Great Depression. I highly recommend it. I would say we own way more than 100 books. I would say we own about 200 books, and I want to say about 130 of those are my husband's. To be fair, he has more time on his hands, so he's definitely the avid reader of the family. 30 of those are probably mine, and the rest of the kids. I would say the kids have about, I don't know, 70, 80, yeah, books. I think some reasons people like to read include taking a break from reality. I know for me, I just like getting soaked into a different world. It's very kind of like meditating for me, like it's a time of peace and a time for me. But I think that it's also, people also like to read to learn about subjects and increase their knowledge. I think practice makes a good reader and also understanding what is being read. I think I'm a good reader because I have a vast vocabulary and understanding of words. But reading, I wasn't introduced to it a lot as a kid. I also had a very hard time with focus, so it took me a really long time to know that I need to adjust my environment to be able to focus on reading. So I wouldn't say I'm a good reader, but I'm getting there. I think it's important in my future to read because the more that I'm better at it, the more that I can support students in their reading skills. I'm usually a silent reader and I pay close attention to understand what I read. I also like to connect things I know about to what I'm reading. I do enjoy reading at home. I'm very fascinated with medieval times, so I tend to choose fiction on, particularly like England's monarchy, the Tudors. I'm very fascinated by the rules of society back then and how different things are now, and I like to compare. I would say I read about a book a month for about 30 to 60-minute increments. My three favorite types of books are information books, history, and romance. I typically choose a book by its cover. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I request recommendations from the library or bookstore. The reason I don't have as many books is because I take advantage of digital platforms like Hoopla and Overdrive. I also go to our library as well, and so do my kids. We enjoy reading as a family. I hope that in this class I can develop my literacy skills, which I can utilize to help develop literacy skills in students. Two ways this presentation supports UDL guidelines. It provides multiple means of engagement, such as recruiting interests, by giving us individual choices, which makes it authentic. It also provides means of action and expression by providing options for executive functions, such as goal setting and support planning, which we'll utilize in our practice. I hope you enjoyed my video.